Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Joe Ketchapalia talking about shipping container homes and stuff. I think this is episode 6. Not really sure. You'd think I'd be able to count to 6, but I haven't been storing my videos with numbers in them, so I should start doing that. Probably going to do that with number 7 or 6 or whatever this is. Had a couple of setbacks since the last time I talked to you guys. The company I was planning to use my foundation for um, decided to close down for 2 weeks. Apparently, they knew about this, but my builder didn't, and so that was a little bit of a problem. But it does show one of the great things about shipping containers is that we get to buy the containers, put them somewhere offsite, and start doing a lot of the work on them, even before we go ahead and put in the foundation. So, small setback, but it's going to mean I move the containers one extra time. That's not going to cost a tremendous amount of money, and it turns what would have been, a real delay to something that's a little bit less so, and so that's nice. Time is money, right? As they say. But so I want to show you one of the things. I told you I'm going to talk about the different things that we do to save money. One of the things that I'm doing is using really end of life shipping containers. I mean, these are used. These are not the one use ones that you see a lot of people using. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have a builder that's really experienced with working with these types of containers, because it is going to be a little bit more work. It's going to be a little less cookie cutter. I think the reason that you see a lot of the builders that are building with shipping containers regularly use the one use ones is because they don't want to have to deal with a lot of the issues, as far as dents or maybe having to straighten out some stuff or having to plan where you're going to cut the wall. And so I'll just, one of the things I think, you know, one of the reasons I like the shipping containers is these are built to last forever. You see, they'll rust a little bit, but this is that Corten steel, which, is made to rust but not rust through. It like basically creates its own little barrier for itself. So even if you just left this completely untouched in the elements, you shouldn't have a rust hole through these anytime soon. They should last not forever, but a very long time. And then if you want to put some clear coat over them, I think we can get them to last even longer. Uh, One of the things I really hate to see is people building with used shipping containers and then covering them up. And then not really getting the benefit of the material and the fact that you already have this nice surface. And I just like the aesthetic of it. I like, in this particular home, I'm going to use a lot of reclaimed wood type furniture, some maybe concrete and metal stuff. And I just think the whole rusty steel vibe, as long as we can make it safe, which is why it's important to have, the experienced builder involved, um, is gonna is it's just gonna really all come together. Hopefully, well, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, this is my first one. Um, Luckily, it's not his, and I think I'm really leaning on the benefit of other people who my architect and builder have both done a number of shipping container homes. They're experienced using ones that are less than perfect. But one of the reasons that we got these, I got an unbelievable deal on them. I'm hesitant to even I don't even think I'm going to mention it because I don't really think it's repeatable or attainable. I see a lot of times people are paying 2,500 or 3,000 per container for those single use ones. I think that if you're somebody who's buying volume or one of those people that's building a bunch of these, you're probably getting them significantly less than that. Um, but I was very happy based on every other price out there that I found to get these ones, and it's because they're buying it from an individual, not a dealer. He happens to have four. They're not in great condition. There's not a huge market for these, and so that's one of the things. Doing these one-off type builds, I have that benefit and I'm able to save money versus the benefit of someone who's doing a bunch of the same one, just getting economies of scale, buying new or one use containers. But I just thought I'd let you go through. This is our second one. You can see, or this one's pretty nice. This one here, you've got a big mark there. I think that was actually, it could be through the metal a little bit. You have to remember some of these containers we're going to be cutting out big chunks out of the side for where two are being married up together. And it's going to be one wide open space. And so we'll probably do that with this one. This side, looks pretty good. And, that's going to be, part of the what will be require a little bit of skill and effort, but it's going to be well worth it to have gotten this deal. This is the third one. I don't love that they've already painted over this. I was just talking about right, really like how it is, but at the same time, um, maybe this will be again one of the walls we take out, or maybe it's going to be the one facing the road. I don't know yet. We're going to have to really look at the condition and the aesthetics and just figure out what makes the most sense. But this is the one I'm most excited about. I'm really hoping that we can figure out how to use this one. I just love that somebody did a giant graffiti on the side, and hopefully we're able to include this as a piece of found art in the property itself. And where I'm hoping to put it is right here. You remember these are my floor plans. This is the front of the property. This is the back. And in here, we're going to have a little cargo net and just a small deck and just a place to really hang out. So I think it would be here's an elevation view, and so it's right back in this niche. And you'd see, hopefully put it on this wall. Yeah, just it'd just be a good spot for it. It's not in the neighbor's face, it's very so it doesn't, you don't doesn't look like there's just graffiti in the neighborhood because it's you know encapsulated within our little private area. But you can see it, and I think it'll look pretty cool there. Maybe the other thought is to put it on this other side, and then you can see it out these windows as well. Um, I don't know. I thought it was pretty nice though. It's definitely going to be a unique property, and using some of these older containers that really tell a story. I'm pretty excited about, and I hope that able to utilize some of these. There's some chance, depending on how bad the condition is of them, that we will have to do some painting over things. Really hoping that that's not the case with at least this side. And definitely going to I don't know if I've talked about this, but one of the things we're doing is taking these container doors off of some of the containers and turning them into sliding barn doors on the interior of the home. I think that's going to be exciting. On some parts, we're also going to just leave it how it is, and actually cut out the doors and put windows in there. Lots of plans, obviously, not a ton of work yet. Hopefully, next week we can start working on these, and I can get some video of what's actually being done to them. So some of the things that we're going to be able to do, we're going to be able to any of the anything that has to be done to really repair stuff on the containers, we'll be able to do that. We're going to be able to cut out windows and doors, frames, areas, really measure it all out. And probably won't cut completely. We'll leave like little tabs, and so it can travel intact basically. And then when we get on the site, once we do have the foundation done, just have little cuts to make, but all the measuring and all the long cuts will have been done at that point. But yeah, that's just a quick update for this week. I think that I'm pretty excited. This is exactly the type of container I was hoping to find, and we were able to get it at just really an unbelievable price. Um, and so it's just going to really help this whole project move forward. It was nice to have that happen after the setback of realizing that our foundation is going to be a bit delayed. I think I already mentioned a little bit how we're going to be saving money on that foundation, and we're going to do using a ground screw type foundation, which is I was completely unfamiliar with. But so not, I've got a specific company that I need to do that, that's going to do that for us, that has experience doing it with this type of build. So it's going to be worth the wait versus trying to find something else. So I was really excited that my builder was able to come up with a plan to get these. move them to another location, start to get some work done on them, and just really keep things moving. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully next time we'll have some more progress. Also, about to close on that the second lot for the tiny home, and have a different architect actually putting some plans together for that. I had already hired him for a tiny home before this whole thing had come together. So hopefully sometime next week I'll have those plans to share. And if I'm lucky, I'll also have some video of this stuff. Again, if you have comments, I'd love it. If you had questions or other things that you'd like me to talk about, specific to this project or the tiny home project or even real estate in general, although I'm really just trying to focus on my own personal projects on this channel. Um, I'm happy to talk about anything that you want to. I would also appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. I hope that I have more than 16 friends out there. There's a couple of you people. I know you're watching. You haven't subscribed yet. If you don't know how, give me a call. I'll help you. I realize some of you are challenged that way. Otherwise, have a super day. Yep. See how good I am at shutting this off now? Those first couple videos, I know that was terrible.